I lost my first son when he was 9 weeks old. I have been through sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. I'm a recovering alcoholic. And I got here today by really realizing that I'm worthy to have a beautiful life, that I'm deserving to live the life I've always dreamed of living. You know, when you're a little girl, you envision all of these big things happening. And I want women to know that they are worthy and deserving to live that kind of life.
Welcome back to another episode of Enthusiastically Spiritual. My name is Teresa and I'm your host, and I'm so excited for my guest today. My guest this week is a highly sought after motivational speaker, author, transformational coach, Reiki master, and emotion code practitioner who specializes in helping her clients step into their true power, reclaim their radiance, and live a life of fulfillment. Her name is Nicole Gebhardt. Through one-of-a-kind coaching programs, speaking engagements, corporate workshops, retreats, master classes, and individual training sessions, Nicole has helped women gain clarity. Oh, can't even say that. Maybe I need some clarity today. Gain clarity on what they want in life, commit to healthy rituals that set them up for success, and let go of limiting beliefs that hold them back from their true potential. Her mission is to have every woman recognize and embody their worth, love themselves fully, and become their own version of the empowered queen. Nicole captivates her audience by openly sharing her story and the pivotal life lessons that changed her life, unlocking their and her high performance through discovering her self-worth. Her biggest strength lies in her very own life experiences, which have enabled her to intuitively heal, guide, and uplift her clients effortlessly. Well, welcome, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Well, so clearly I need some clarity, girl. So let's talk about clarity. Wow, when I can't get something out, it's like, hello, what is Spirit trying to say to me? Clarity.
Yes, yes.
Yes, well, I'm excited you're here because I know you've got a new book that you're just releasing. We're going to talk about that, which is super exciting. But I really want to talk about the journey and the empowerment that you feel these days from where you've come from and your path to getting where you're at.
I would love to share that with you. First, thank you for having me today. I am very open and honest. I share my story, one, so women can know that they're not alone. And number two, so women can know that you can literally walk through hell and still come out on top and still see all of your dreams come true. I have been through a lot. I lost my first son when he was 9 weeks old. I have been through sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. I'm a recovering alcoholic. And I got here today by really realizing that I'm worthy to have a beautiful life, that I'm deserving to live the life I've always dreamed of living. You know, when you're a little girl, you envision all of these big things happening. And I want women to know that they are worthy and deserving to live that kind of life. And it has been a transformational journey, turning my pain into purpose, because now I get to share that story with millions of other women so they can do the same.
Love that. And that's part to me of the our unique journeys as souls, is the fact that we walk down these unique paths. And oftentimes these paths, like you're saying, are painful or they're challenging, but knowing that you're not alone,
Mhm.
and there are others that have walked that path that are here to support. And that's part of what your journey is all about, correct?
Exactly. Yes, I choose to share my story because I really do want women to know that you can get through to the other side. You can have gone through all of these hardships in your life and still come out on top and still live a life that you've always dreamed of living. And that's what empowering women, with queens supporting queens, is what I stand by. I want women to know that it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to do it alone. And I want them to know that it's okay to put yourself first sometimes. You know, we go through life as mothers, friends, wives, but if you're never taking that time for yourself, you're never going to reach that full potential. You know, it's kind of like people say, if you're not filling up your own cup, you can't fill other people's cups up.
Mm.
That's kind of what I envision and what I like to share with women. You got to fill your own cup up too.
Absolutely. And what comes to me are the words brave and courage. And that what really kind of symbolizes who you are and what you've walked through and where you've come from.
Yeah, I
And
feel very
so,
blessed.
yeah, and inspiring other people through that bravery and that courage is so empowering.
Right. I really feel that each time I am vulnerable and I do share my story of losing my son or being a recovering alcoholic or abuse, I share that because if at least one woman walks away saying, she did it, I can do that too, then it makes it all worth it. It makes it worth sharing my raw, my vulnerability, and being brave. Because women, we all have a story to tell. But the beauty is once you've made it to the other side and you look back and like, wow, I did that. I overcame those things. And then you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. Look how brave you've been and look how far you've gotten through to the other side.
And it's sharing your story, because I know a lot of people are not wanting to share their stories, or embarrassed or fearful, or like, oh my gosh, like if we said, I'm all alone and no one understands what I've been through. And of course they don't, because we're all individual souls and we all have our own path to go down. And no one knows what I'm feeling. Like, I don't know what you're feeling. You don't know what I'm feeling. But
Exactly.
to have someone go forth and say, hey, I've been through this and that and this and that, and here's how you can get to the other side.
For sure. And I do tell my clients that, you don't have to blow it up on social media and on your website and all this stuff like I do. Go tell someone you trust, tell a family
Mhm.
member, tell a close friend, write it down in a journal because it is so healing when you do get to the point where you are comfortable sharing your story. I'll
Mhm.
never forget when I started sharing my story with others. It was crazy seeing all these people come out of the woodworks. There's so many women that have lost a child, that has been raped, that has been abused, that is a recovering alcoholic or addict. And so I found it very empowering and healing to be able to share your story too, even if it's just to close loved ones.
Right, for sure. And so let's talk about that word empowerment, because that's honestly one of the hot topics these days. Empower, how to be empowered, empowering yourself. So give the definition of what you feel empowerment is for other people and the people you work with.
So, empowerment means to me rule your throne and own your queendom. And that is what my book is called as well. That means stepping into your truth, using your voice to share what you believe, not what, people get so tied up in comparing like the grass is always greener. No, water your own damn grass because you have that in you. Empowering is, putting on that crown and realizing that you are beautiful and you are not just enough, but more than enough, and that you deserve the world.
Mhm. And so the path that you've taken to get to where you're at, there was some healing involved in that. So I know
Absolutely.
you did some Reiki. So share a little more about that path that
I did.
you've taken for yourself.
So a few years ago, it was Infant Loss and Miscarriage Awareness Day, October 15th, 2019. I had decided that I did not want to live any longer. I had missed all my children that had passed. I've also had multiple miscarriages, and I had decided that I was going to take my own life. I got completely hammered and fell down 2 flights of stairs. My husband found me at the bottom, so he called 911, got me to the hospital, and the doctor said, "You're not going to survive." I had brain bleed, brain contusion, concussion, 5 times the legal limit. Well, after a week in ICU, I did wake up. And when I woke up that day, everything seemed different. My spiritual awakening began. I've been looking around and realized God, whatever your higher power is, did not want me to be so miserable, depressed, PTSD, anxious. And I realized it's time to heal. And I wanted to figure out who was Nicole Gebhardt. Not the military spouse, not the mother of six. I now have 6 children, but who was I? And in doing so, I worked and tried to figure out what could I do? What could I do to overcome the anxiety, to turn that pain into purpose? And Reiki energy healing was one of the huge things that I did. Another one was emotion code, digging deep within my soul. What was really holding me down? Why was I, in for a long time, I had that victim mentality. I had that, oh, I experienced this, I experienced that, and I wasn't getting anywhere. But the moment that I changed that to survivor, thriver, queen mindset, everything's a mindset, life started finally falling into place. Once I stepped into my power and starting ruling my throne and owning my queendom, that's when my life changed. There was a lot of journaling, there was a lot of hiring coaches. I want women to know that you don't have to do it alone. It's perfectly okay to ask for help. And I think that's when women are empowering other women.
And I also feel that's why there's so many people like you and many others, thousands of others out in the world right now, resonating and bringing out that energy of healing, and the fact that there's so much support in different variations.
Exactly. Yeah. No matter what you've gone through, the thing is, someone else has experienced that too. And
Mhm.
it's amazing to see so many women and queens stepping up into their power these days and wanting to help. That's the truth. We want to help each other.
Mhm. Yeah, it's that community and that bonding, and that is so crucial too, especially what we've been through in the last couple of years with the isolation and being by
Exactly.
ourselves a lot. So now it's really come together. Let's go to, meet in person. Let's have a, community or chats or coffee or whatever that really can instill that bonding and that ability to come together as really the human race.
It's so true. And I feel like during COVID, everybody kind of ran to social media. And it's really neat to come on the flip side of that because I've never jumped on so many calls, so many Zooms, so many podcasts in my life since the pandemic because so many women are wanting to connect with each other. We resonate with each other, and that brings us power. That makes us empowered.
Without a doubt. And not only that, but also that now with the connections we have on the internet, it's worldwide. So,
Yes.
like, this
Yes.
podcast is, like, in over 95 plus countries. I'm like, "Holy crap." So, Nicole's message is going to be in over 95 different countries, and people are listening to it around the world, and that is amazing.
That is so amazing. And that makes me feel like I know my purpose on this earth was to change women's lives, to heal women, to share my story. And so when I get to come on with you and other women, yes, it's all over the world now. And that it's not, we're all women that want to connect with each other. So it should
Mhm.
be worldwide, that power, that confidence, that, stepping into our truth together.
That empowerment.
Exactly. Empowerment is key.
And moving it out of the suffering, which a lot of people are still embedded in that, but I do feel that with the energy and with things, how everything's shifting collectively, that we are moving more into the empowerment and finding ways to release ourselves from the fear, anxiety, and that suffering that so many still can, come together with, and try to, pull you into their suffering, which is kind of crappy, really. So
Yeah, but and that's really true. Like as we're all waking up, it's kind of a neat thing to see that you can use other tools like Reiki energy healing, that you can use meditation, that you can use, mirror work and journaling. There's a lot of different things really out there. And it's a beautiful thing to see women collaborate and share like this is what I did, this is what I did. And then you can, that helps you heal, that helps you empower yourself and others around you.
absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about your book, Rule Your Throne, Own Your Queendom. Tell me how that, well, that's a super powerful title for one thing. And so share a little bit about your book, Nicole.
It's kind of funny because that has been my quote for so long. And then I was like, I need to write a book about it. Why don't I do that?
Mhm.
So, my book talks about everything that I've experienced from rape, molestation, infant loss, addiction, and then how I have turned that pain into purpose. I go through not just my why, but my how I did it. I give you all the tools. I've created a 12-step program called the Worthy Femme program where I teach you how to build your confidence, how I teach you how to feel more than enough, to feel worthy, to no longer have that anxiety, depression, PTSD, insomnia. So the book shares everything that I've done to get to where I am today, where I feel like a bright light. And it's just been such a beautiful dream of mine come true to be able to share that journey with so many other women so they can have their lives changed as well.
Mm. When you're talking about that, I see that you paved the stones of how Nicole did it. So just like a lot, it's like, hey, empowering to how did Nicole do it? And so how can I perhaps do it? And I love the fact that you've got 12 steps and that, are they a building blocks or can you like go to step 6 and step
You
9?
can, you can jump over through the steps, and that's why I like that.
Mhm.
It kind of happened because I am a recovering alcoholic in the 12-step program, but it's one of those things that you can jump here, you can jump there, and I love doing it with my clients because one client will walk in and say, "I need step 1 to start," another one will be step 6. But you, once you do all of them, it's like everything just kind of comes together. That beautiful woman, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, once you've completed the 12 steps.
Oh, I got chills on that, and I love the fact that that people can meet them where they're at. So I think that's important with, books and processes and steps is that, you can kind of work at it however it is for your unique journey.
Definitely, definitely. It's been amazing to see women that have completed this program and they're not even the same person they were, 12 weeks ago when they started the 12-step program, and that's what I provide in my book as well.
I love it, Nicole. And I love because right now everything in the energetic wise at the collective is really moving faster and more supportive. And so just having this beautiful book to have as a guide for people, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. So I would like you to share a little bit about how people can connect with you and your offerings you have.
Absolutely. You can connect with me on my website, NicoleBGebhardt.com. That is my speaker because I'm also a motivational speaker. I speak all over the world sharing my story, as well as spirituallighthousehealing.com is my other website, which goes more into the coaching and the Reiki and all that yumminess. And you can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, I'm all over social media. Nicole B. Gebhardt is where you can find me. And I would love to offer a Reiki energy healing session to someone today for reaching out to me free of charge. I usually charge 111, but I would love to offer that to a listener today.
Wonderful. And all those, your website and social media links will all be in the show notes so people can go there and check you out and get connected with you. So I want to thank you so much, Nicole, for coming on today and sharing. And best of luck for your book and all the queens that are going to come forward and be and work in their all the things they're going through and healing with Nicole Gebhardt.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.